Information is being provided in multiple ways to allow the community to receive information about the project and provide input. This hearing is being conducted virtually on January 20th, 2026 through GoToWebinar and in person on January 22nd, 2026. All hearing materials, including the presentation, are available on the project website at www.cflroads.com/project/437-983-1. The purpose of tonight's public hearing is to share information with the general public about the proposed improvement, its conceptual design, all alternatives under study, and the potential beneficial and adverse social, economic, and environmental impacts upon the community. The public hearing also serves as an official forum, providing an opportunity for members of the public to express their opinions regarding the project. There are three primary components to tonight's hearing. First, the open house, which occurred prior to this presentation, where you were invited to view the project displays and speak directly with the project team, and provide your comments in writing or to the court reporter. Second, this presentation, which will explain the project purpose and need, study alternatives, potential impacts both beneficial and adverse, and proposed methods to mitigate adverse project impacts. And third, a formal comment period following this presentation, where you will have the opportunity to provide oral statements at the microphone, or you may provide your comments directly to the court reporter or in writing. This PD&E study is located within the city of Cocoa in Brevard County, and it involves improvements along State Road 524 from Friday Road South to Industry Road. The project also involves modifications to the I-95 interchange. The length of the project is approximately 3.15 miles. The purpose and need of this project is to accommodate existing and future travel demand, and to enhance safety along State Road 524 for vehicles and for bicycles and pedestrians. The project development process involves 5 phases: planning, project development and environment or PD&E, design, right-of-way acquisition, and construction. We are currently in the PD&E study phase. For this project, the PD&E and design phases are overlapping to expedite the process. Looking ahead, the right-of-way phase and the construction phase are not currently funded. A project kickoff newsletter was sent to the public in March 2019. The study team coordinated throughout with the City of Cocoa, Space Coast Transportation Planning Organization, and Brevard County on various elements of the project, as well as meeting with local stakeholders, including homeowners groups, recently built apartment complexes, and other area groups to get the word out about the project and gain public input. An alternatives public meeting was also held on May 4, 2021, where the team presented alternatives which led to the preferred alternative being presented at this public hearing. The public provided input on various intersection types and typical section elements, including median and lane widths and bicycle pedestrian accommodations. As project details were refined, other elements, including the proposed interchange improvements at I-95, proposed noise barriers, and proposed intersection improvements, have been coordinated with stakeholders in advance of this public hearing. This public hearing is another opportunity for public input on the preferred alternative being presented. This project has been identified and shown in the cost-feasible portion of the 2045 Long-Range Transportation Plan of the Space Coast Transportation Planning Organization, or TPO. The design phase of this project is also included in the TPO's Transportation Improvement Program for fiscal years 2026 to 2030. The project area has experienced growth in recent years. What used to be a rural area is now home to a number of residential communities and commercial developments. Congestion is expected to continue to increase if no improvements are made. The I-95 interchange will continue to be a heavily traveled section of the project. Within the interchange area, traffic volume is projected to reach nearly 40,000 vehicles per day in 2045. East of the interchange, the volume will reach 22,000 to 32,000 vehicles by 2045, which is significantly more than the existing two-lane roadway and interchange can handle. There have been 297 crashes recorded in the project area between 2019 and 2023, an average of 59 per year. Rear-end crashes were the most common. This type of crash is directly linked to congestion. Left turn crashes and head-on crashes were also observed. 2 fatal crashes and 93 injury crashes were reported during the same period. It should be noted that the existing State Road 524 has a lack of pedestrian and bicycle features. Since future traffic volumes are projected to increase substantially, crashes are also anticipated to increase if no improvements are made to this corridor. In this study, we are evaluating a no-build alternative and one build alternative which offers various improvements. The no-build alternative will maintain the existing roadway lanes and interchange configuration. Although it does not address the project's purpose and need, the no-build alternative was carried through the project evaluation as a baseline for comparison purposes as per the PD&E study guidelines. The build alternative was developed based on an evaluation of existing data, including crash history, roadway conditions, intersection operations, and future traffic demands. The build alternative involves widening State Road 524 from 2 lanes to 4 lanes, with 2 lanes in each direction and a raised grassed median separating the directions of traffic. A shared use path is proposed on both sides of the roadway to accommodate bicycle and pedestrian users. The I-95 interchange will be reconfigured to improve traffic operations and safety, and the existing I-95 bridges over State Road 524 will be replaced. Intersections throughout the project will be upgraded with turn lanes, and the intersections at Cox Road and London Boulevard will be reconfigured as roundabouts to enhance safety by reducing vehicle conflicts, encouraging lower speeds, and improving traffic operations. The I-95 interchange is proposed to be converted to a diverging diamond interchange, or DDI, and the signals will operate in coordination with the adjacent intersections at Friday Road South and North, which will also be signalized. The DDI will provide improved traffic operation, reduced delay, and reduce the number and severity of crashes at the interchange. These graphics show what State Road 524 will look like under the preferred alternative. The road will be widened from 2 to 4 lanes, with curb and gutter directing stormwater to a closed drainage system, with underground inlets and pipes conveying to off-site ponds. From Friday Road North to Cox Road, and then from London Boulevard to Industry Road, the median width will be 22 feet wide. From Cox Road to London Boulevard, the median width will vary from 22 to 60 feet. The varying width will allow the lanes to gently shift to encourage lower speeds. In addition, all lanes will be 11 feet wide also to encourage lower speeds, except from Friday Road to Cox Road, where the outside lanes will be 12 feet wide to accommodate heavier truck movements to and from the I-95 interchange. 14-foot wide shared use paths will be provided on both sides of the roadway throughout the project. Intersections will be improved, and access will be managed within FDOT access management guidelines to minimize vehicle conflicts. All roadway improvements are proposed within the existing right-of-way, except at Cox Road and London Boulevard intersections, where minor right-of-way, in form of corner clipping, will be needed to accommodate the intersections. The build alternative was selected as the preferred alternative for the following reasons. It enhances safety by adding a raised grass median which separate opposing lanes of traffic, and thereby reducing the chances of motor vehicle crashes and improving intersections throughout the corridor. Also, the build alternative adds shared use paths that enhance the safety and travel of pedestrians and bicyclists. The proposed improvements in the build alternative increase capacity along State Road 524 and at the I-95 interchange, thereby accommodating future traffic growth in the project area. Additionally, public input was considered in the selection of the preferred alternative. Various intersection concepts were evaluated in this project utilizing FDOT's Intersection Control Evaluation process. As a result of the evaluation, a traditional signal control will remain at the Walmart distribution entrance. A modern roundabout is proposed at the Cox Road intersection, and directional median openings are proposed at the Pinion Drive and Lance Boulevard intersections. Continuing east, a modern roundabout is proposed at London Boulevard, a directional median opening is proposed at Coventry Court, and traditional signal control will remain at the Cirrus Drive and Industry Road intersections. There are various benefits of the proposed modern roundabouts in contrast with traditional traffic circles. Unlike traffic circles, modern roundabouts are designed with a focus on safety and traffic flow efficiency. Modern roundabouts function through yielding, thus eliminating full-stop conditions and delays associated with traffic lights. Connectivity and safety benefits include allowing continuous traffic flow where the drivers keep moving through the intersection without stopping. This can increase intersection capacity up to 50%. Modern roundabouts can result in less severe crashes when compared to regular intersections due to the reduced conflict points and the elimination of head-on and high-speed right-angle collisions. Additionally, roundabouts have 90% fewer fatalities and 75% fewer injuries due to the removal of right-angle, head-on, and T-bone conflict movements. They can also reduce up to 40% of pedestrian and bicycle crashes. Benefits also include maintaining functionality during power outages and lower construction and maintenance costs when compared to traditional signalized intersections. This PD&E study is evaluating potential impacts to the social and economic, cultural, natural, and physical environments associated with each alternative. The project has been evaluated with respect to the Presidential Executive Order 11990, entitled Protection of Wetlands, and Executive Order 11988, entitled Floodplain Management and Protection. Avoidance and minimization of impacts to these features were considered in the selection of the preferred alternative. A drainage analysis was conducted to identify and assess potential locations for stormwater ponds that would provide both water quality treatment and flood control along the corridor. The 4 selected ponds are Pond 1A near I-95, Pond 2F at Cox Road, and Ponds 3A and 3B located near Industry Road. A closed drainage system is proposed, and no floodplain compensation site is required. The preferred alternative adds a median along State Road 524 from Friday Road South to Industry Road. It maintains the locations of all existing intersections and provides median openings at several locations according to the access management standards. The current access management classification is proposed to change from Type 3 to Type 5 between Friday Road South and Friday Road North. The existing non-restrictive classification of 4 is proposed to be changed to Classification 3 from Friday Road North to Cox Road and to Classification 5 from Cox Road to Industry Road. Both classification types 3 and 5 include a restrictive median. The concept plans show the access provided at each existing intersection. This project is being developed in accordance with Section 335.199 of the Florida Statutes, requiring FDOT to notify all affected property owners, municipalities, and counties of a proposed project that will close or modify an existing access to an abutting property owner at least 180 days before the design is finalized. Right-of-way acquisition is needed for intersection improvements and stormwater management ponds. We anticipate 14 parcels will be impacted, totaling 8.29 acres. One of the unavoidable consequences on a project such as this is the necessary relocation of residences or businesses. On this project, we anticipate the relocation of one business and no residential relocations. All right-of-way acquisition will be conducted in accordance with Florida Statutes 339.09 and 421.55 and the Federal Uniform Relocation Assistance and Real Property Acquisition Policies Act of 1970, commonly known as the Uniform Act. If you are required to make any type of move as a result of a Department of Transportation project, you can expect to be treated in a fair and helpful manner and in compliance with the Uniform Relocation Assistance Act. If a move is required, you will be contacted by an appraiser who will inspect your property. We encourage you to be present during the inspection and provide information about the value of your property. You may also be eligible for relocation advisory services and payment benefits. If you are being moved and you are unsatisfied with the department's determination of your eligibility for payment or the amount of that payment, you may appeal that determination. You will be promptly furnished necessary forms and notified of the procedures to be followed in making that appeal. A special word of caution: if you move before you receive notification of the relocation benefits that you might be entitled to, your benefits may be jeopardized. The relocation specialists at the in-person hearing will be happy to answer your questions and will also furnish you with copies of relocation assistance brochures. An evaluation matrix, shown here, compares the benefits, impacts, and costs associated with each alternative. The build alternative meets the purpose and need by accommodating future traffic demand, improving safety, and improving bicycle and pedestrian facilities. The no-build alternative would not meet the project's purpose and need. Overall, acquisition of right-of-way from 14 parcels for a total of 8.29 acres will be needed to accommodate stormwater ponds and the roadway improvements. The build alternative will not cause any residential relocation, and one of the pond sites will require a business relocation. There are not anticipated impacts to historic and cultural resources, nor from any recreational resources. The proposed roadway widening and pond sites would result in direct permanent impacts to 7.36 acres of wetlands. Most of these wetlands are located within the existing roadway right-of-way. 27 plant species, 16 listed wildlife species, and 1 candidate wildlife species have the potential to occur within the project area. However, the likelihood of the project's potential impact to these species is low. 7 potential contamination sites adjacent to the project have a medium or high likelihood of being affected by the build alternate. There are 63 noise-sensitive sites adjacent to the project, including single-family and multifamily homes. Analysis of the predicted noise levels associated with the build alternative indicates that the implementation of the build alternative would cause substantial noise level increases, and noise walls are recommended at 3 locations as shown on the concept plans. Implementation of the build alternative will likely result in relocations to some of the existing utilities. The estimated total project cost is $170.4 million and is split as follows. The estimated cost of right-of-way is $17.3 million. Wetland mitigation is $300,000. Construction is $138.9 million. And construction engineering and inspection is $13.9 million. The PD&E study is expected to be completed by the middle of 2026. Public engagement activities and opportunities for the public throughout the PD&E study have included individual stakeholder coordination meetings, a public kickoff newsletter, an alternatives public information meeting, and this public hearing. Design has started and is being conducted concurrently with this PD&E study. The next step after today's public hearing is to incorporate your input into our decision-making process. After the comment period closes and your input has been considered, a decision will be made, and the final PD&E documents will be sent to the FDOT Office of Environmental Management for approval. In-person attendees are encouraged to speak with project team members to ask questions and provide input. To submit a comment for the public hearing record, please complete a printed comment form and return it to project staff. You may also provide your comment directly to the court reporter. To learn more about the project, go to www.cflroads.com. Type the project number 437983-1 in the search box at the top right and click Go. Then click on the project name. Public hearing materials are posted on the website now. We encourage your input and feedback about this project, and there are multiple ways for you to participate. All public comments and questions are part of the public hearing record, and every method for providing public comments and questions carries equal weight. While comments and questions will be accepted at any time, those submitted by February 2nd, 10 days after the public hearing, will become part of the project's public hearing record. All questions will be responded to in writing following the hearing. You may also contact FDOT Project Manager Maria Serrano Acosta directly by email at maria.serrano-acosta@dot.state.fl.us or by U.S. mail at the Florida Department of Transportation, 719 South Woodland Boulevard, Mail Station 501, DeLand, Florida, 32720-6834. You may also call the project manager at 386-943-5063 to provide verbal comments during normal business hours. The contact information is also available on the public hearing notification that you may have received by mail. Project documents are available for viewing until February 2nd, 2026 at Catherine Schweinsberg Rood Central Library, 308 Forest Avenue, Cocoa, Florida, 32922, during the hours of 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. The project documents are also available on the project website at www.cflroads.com/project/437-983-1. This public hearing was advertised and is being conducted in accordance with state and federal requirements, including Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Persons wishing to express their concerns about Title VI may do so by contacting Melissa McKinney, District 5 Title VI Coordinator, by mail at 719 South Woodland Boulevard, MS 520, DeLand, Florida, 32720-6834, by phone at 386-943-5077, or email melissa.mckinney@dot.state.fl.us. That's melissa.mckinney@dot.state.fl.us. You may also contact Al Sanders, Interim State Title VI Coordinator, by mail at 605 Sewanee Street, Mail Station 65, Tallahassee, Florida, 32399-0450, by phone at 850-414-4764, or email at aldrin.sanders@dot.state.fl.us. That's aldrin.sanders@dot.state.fl.us. This information is shown on a sign at the in-person location, on the project website, and in the hearing notifications. The public hearing was advertised in the Florida Administrative Register, on FDOT's Public Notices website, the project website, and in the local newspaper. In addition, adjacent property owners, interested individuals, elected and appointed officials, and government agencies were also notified about this public meeting. This public hearing was advertised consistent with the federal and state requirements shown on the slide. The environmental review, consultation, and other actions required by applicable federal environmental laws for this project are being or have been carried out by FDOT pursuant to 23 U.S.C. 327 and a Memorandum of Understanding dated May 26, 2022, and executed by the Federal Highway Administration and FDOT. The next step is to incorporate your input on this public hearing into our decision-making process. After the comment period closes and your input has been considered, a decision will be made and the final PD&E document will be approved. This project has and will continue to comply with all applicable state and federal rules and regulations. This concludes the presentation. Thank you for attending this public hearing and providing your input on this project.